According to CNN's Taylor Romine, police do not intend to charge the suspect's parents in the school shooting. Police Chief Sean Barnes stated that Madison police do not now intend to charge the parents of the 15-year-old suspect in Monday's school shooting. Barnes said, "There is no evidence to suggest the parents have committed any crime, and they are fully cooperating with the investigation." Context: in the past, police have occasionally brought charges against the parents of school shooters. For instance, James and Jennifer Crumbley, the parents of Ethan Crumbley, who carried out the November 2021 school shooting in Michigan, received manslaughter sentences ranging from 10 to 15 years. Similarly, earlier this year, 29 charges were brought against the father of Colt Gray, 14, who carried out a mass shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia. Background information on police actions involving parents in school shooting instances has been added to this post. Before releasing the victims' names, police are waiting to hear from their families, according to Michelle Watson of CNN. The names and ages of the victims of Monday's shooting at Abundant Life Christian School will not be made public until all family members have been informed, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes has said. Barnes stated, "We want to make sure all family members have been informed, and he also gets their permission before disclosing the victims' details in public." Barnes recommended that information be given at the briefing on Tuesday, which is set for 1 p.m. local time. CNN's Steve Armasi quotes the police chief as saying that the gender of the shooter has no bearing on the investigation. Sean Barnes, the police chief, asked people to use social media in a responsible manner, especially when it comes to remarks about the shooter. Barnes responded as follows when asked if Natalie Rupnow, the shooter, was transgender: "To be honest, it doesn't matter if Natalie was transgender, I don't know. How they identify had nothing to do with what transpired today." He called on people to set aside their own prejudices and denounced social media users for disseminating false information. "The gender of the shooter has no bearing on our investigation 8 hours after a mass shooting in a Madison school," Barnes said. CNN's Taylor Romine reports that the suspect's father is assisting with the police investigation. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes reported that the father of the shooting suspect is now interacting with law enforcement. Investigators are trying to find out what he might have known about the circumstances that preceded the occurrence. "He also lost someone, and we are handling this sensitively," Barnes said. According to Michelle Watson of CNN, police are unable to confirm the authenticity of the manifesto. Authorities have not been able to verify the legitimacy of a manifesto purportedly connected to the shooting, according to Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes. Barnes stated, "We have not confirmed its authenticity, but we are aware of its existence and the claims of a connection to the victim. The FBI has been notified of this information by the police, who are looking for assistance in identifying the poster of the manifesto." CNN's Steve Armasi reported a shooting when a second grader called 911. According to Police Chief Sean Barnes, the 911 call about Monday's shooting was placed by a second grader at Abundant Life Christian School. "Take a moment to process that," Barnes stated at a press conference. A second grader reported a shooting at their school by calling 911 at 10:57 a.m. New information regarding the Madison school shooting is released by CNN's Aditi Sangal. There is new information available regarding the shooting that happened Monday at Madison, Wisconsin's Abundant Life Christian School, a private institution. 2 students were hospitalized following the gunshot and are still in serious condition with potentially fatal injuries, according to the police's most recent statement. 4 additional people were also transported to nearby medical facilities. According to earlier reports, the incident claimed the lives of a teacher and a pupil. The suspect, a 17-year-old girl, also died from a gunshot wound she inflicted on herself. This tragedy makes 2024 the deadliest year for school shootings, since CNN started keeping track of them in 2008. It is the 83rd school shooting of the year. What we now know, the suspect, a 17-year-old girl, has been identified as the shooter. She committed suicide at the site, according to the police. Although the attack's motivation is yet unknown, police think it was planned. Investigators are currently reviewing the suspect's writings, which reveal she was coping with personal issues, according to a law enforcement source. The suspect has been linked to a lot of police activity at a house on Madison's north side. Detectives from the Madison Police Department are interviewing the suspect's parents, who are completely cooperating with the investigation. Effects on families and students. The students' bravery and poise amid the crisis were commended by Police Chief Sean Barnes. When the pupils learned it was not a simulation, they handled the situation magnificently, according to school spokeswoman Barbara Weirs. Weirs highlighted the community's strong faith, saying, "In spite of tragedy, God is working," and praised the families for their tenacity, stating that they replied with kindness, patience, and prayers. The weapon. Local police are receiving assistance from the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, as they look into how the gunman got the weapon used in the assault. Measures for school security. Despite not having metal detectors, the school has put in place a number of security measures. According to Weirs, the school received training from the Madison Police Department earlier this year on how to handle an active shooter scenario. Next actions at 9:30 p.m. ET, police will hold another press conference to give additional information about the suspect and the investigation. CNN's Shimon Prokopec revealed that the shooter's actions were premeditated. The attack at Abundant Life Christian School was premeditated, according to law enforcement officials. The suspect's writings, which indicate she was dealing with personal issues before the tragedy, are presently being examined by investigators. During Monday's conference, Chief Sean Barnes reaffirmed that the suspect's parents are assisting law enforcement in their efforts to learn more about her behavior and intentions.